Okay, you weirdos. Welcome back to our 46 Chevy Truck build. A couple years ago, we pulled it out of a barn. We did pull a junkyard LS. Got some stuff to make it run. Didn't like the 12 bolt that was in it. It was way too wide. And it was the old style, like 60, 63 or something. So then we built a 9-inch for it. We 4-lengthed it. And then we put Mustang 2 up front. And now we are almost done. Just button up a few loose ends. To cut these out. Fit them in there. That's going to be the end of it. I'm not boxing the rest. I'm actually out of metal and out of patience. I have to mount my sway bar. I'm going to put some of these threaded inserts in, weld them up. Cool. And then I have, these are my e-brake cables. So somehow I need to mock those up. Fuel lines, brake lines. Got a couple ideas for that. This last original cross member is going to come out. Off to a good start. I don't see those anywhere, do you? Fuck! This is the universal part. These are cut to length. You're supposed to put these two cables in and tighten those, but must be extra. Alright, so I gotta deal with that. But I can still mount the cables. Okay, I threw one of my bars in just to make sure I wasn't pinching anything. So my initial thought, I want to run it like this, but I still have two fuel lines. I need a supply and return I gotta run through here too. So I had to go get my tank out of storage. Okay, I got everything out now. I got my gas tank mocked back up. Ran my AN lines. I got my supply and return lines. Pretty sure there's plenty of clearance in here. Hopefully I can mount them where they're not rubbing. Here's my upper bar. I mean, if I get that much travel, we're definitely having fun. And there's still clearance behind there. So I think I'm good with those lines. I want to keep them tucked up in here. I don't like that filter. I don't know, that really bothers me, how much it sticks out. I'm back to my brake line. So I'm going to run them down here, cut them over somehow, and I got to get them on the outside of the frame, because that is where the caliper is. Out here. I had to get my running board out. There is a piece of metal. I don't have it. I'm going to have to buy one someday, but it comes out and down here. So there will be a void. So now I got to get this cable somehow from this inside to the out. I don't want to go under because then it's going to hit my exhaust. Would you do it? I'm so tired of metal work. But I need to transition that cable to the outside of my frame. There's a really good spot right there. The rest of my cable is going to come up here. And probably right here is where I'm going to put my block. My set screwless block. Yeah, that's why this isn't done yet. Yeah, give your kids Legos, they say. Yeah, screw it. Hell, buy them a welder and a grinder too. And give them some Hot Wheels, let them play with them. A little bad attitude to go with it. Throw in that little disorder there, that AC/DC disorder. It makes it really cool shit. That was a lot of work. Okay, now that I figured out that side, this side's going a lot easier. I just used my slug from the other side, traced it out. I kind of knew where this hole was going to land this time, so it was a little bit easier. This guy came in real handy. Gotta get up in there at an angle. I just kept test fitting it until it came through. Now I'm gonna mark my ends so it's perfect and then cut them. So I think what I'm gonna do in this one, I'm gonna weld, at least tack this one, and then I'll just grind that guy flush. I got more room on the outside of the frame here. Be less screwing around than trying to make that perfect now, because every time I put it in there it's in a different spot. So I'm going to make that permanent right there. Finish her up. Something like that. That gap got a little bigger than I wanted, but I got that. Just don't tell anybody. And then while I'm here, I gotta fix this is rusted right out. This is where the rear leaf spring mounted. This is the worst part of the frame, so I'm gonna clean that up while I'm here. While I had my plasma cutter out, I was just kind of investigating how bad it was. I might bring it up a little bit. That's pretty thin. It'd be hard to weld. Okay, quit yapping. I've had enough for today. I'm back over the axle. I lowered my gas tank so it's level. Inside all done. And then this side is where I had all the rot. Okay, tomorrow I'm gonna mount my sway bars and then figure out what I'm gonna do with the back. Couple feet. Outside top's not too bad, but over here looks like ass. And then that's pretty thin, so that sucks. Wasn't expecting that, but underneath that crossbar, that last one I took out, that's where this was. Sticks out real wide too. Maybe I can find like a 2-inch piece of metal. Just cut that whole thing out and run it about the bottom. Same with that side. It sucks, I really don't want to do it, but okay, I've had enough of eating dirt for one day. I'm gonna start with that tomorrow. There we go. A little more than I wanted to do. Oh well, not gonna do all that and then shit the bed on the back half here. I got my rear bar back in there. I got the bottom stitched in. I had to go slow. There wasn't a whole lot holding this back half together. And I was afraid to use my rotisserie. If I turned it, that thing would just fold right in half. Anyway, I think I've got her strong enough I can put her back on my rack and turn it. And then I could really burn in that bottom edge now. I'm gonna turn the heat up. And then I did add some more 1/4 inch back where my bed mounts are gonna be. I'll have to do it right here too, because that's pretty thin. Okay. Closer. Last day, punch list stuff. We quit dicking around, get it done. So yesterday I got real friendly with my tap set. I put holes everywhere. It's where my gas lines are gonna route. And I did recess my filter. That was real fun. And then this is something E's working on. This is just our first prototype. This is, well, I think we're gonna mount our AN lines. He's 3D printing me some stuff. This one's just a test. We ordered some fuel rated 3D print material. And it has a stronger tensile strength. And it's rated for gas and oil. So that's in the mail on the way. So we're gonna play around with the prototypes. And then once that gets here, we'll go into full print with the good stuff. Because what we did here the other day, with these dust covers for my body mounts. Those are just your standard material. It's just dust cover, it's nothing strong, but when we're going with fuel lines, I don't want to get a little fuel leak and have it deteriorate, and the next thing you know, I'm dragging my lines on the ground. We are kind of new to the 3D print world, so we're experimenting and learning as we go. So if you guys want to see that, we'll probably do that on its own video. So make sure you subscribe for that. He's in there working on it right now. And I also mounted my emergency brake cables. Got my brake lines ran. I got my e-brake block terminated. I got some set screws. I found one of those Teslas on the side of the road that needed a charge and I stripped it. No, I'm just kidding. The guy sent me the replacements. What else? I got a whole bunch of tabs welded in for wire harness provisions. I tapped a bunch of 1/4 holes for brake lines where I think they're gonna go. Put a few extra in just in case plan A doesn't work out. Up around the arch. I got the sway bar mounts in, and I put a bracket for the rear hose, brake line hose, the flex line, to go transfer from the frame to the axle. I got the back all cleaned up, new metal on the bottom, just like new. A couple more wire tabs in the back. These cables are nice, they slide real easy. Got my cage tie-ins, my exhaust hangers. What else? Custom transmission mount. I got another bracket up here for the e-brake handle. I haven't bought one of those yet, but it's gonna go right here and that'll transfer to this guy. Drive shaft loop. Another cage mount. Not like I'm building a race car here or anything, but I want to at least put a 4-point hoop in it, especially if the boy's gonna drive it someday. I know I made this thing stout, but still it's a, I don't know, it's from 1946. There's not a whole lot of safety built into it. Like a big old tin can. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the store. I gotta buy a cart. I got some wheels. I'm gonna make like a little 4x4 wood cart with some wheels on it so I could push it out on the road and turn it and load it up on my trailer. I'm gonna get this off to paint. Yeah, make sure you subscribe so you guys follow that along. The goal this fall is to get it all painted and everything put back together and have a nice rolling chassis again. And then for the winter, I'm gonna push the cab in here and then start working on that during the colder months. And maybe I'll get the radiator on too. I'll get that cleaned up. That way we can fire it up again. Boy was pretty upset with me. We got that thing fired up and then I ripped the engine out. He was pretty pissed. So we gotta get that back in there for him. Alright. It's been way too long. So, alright. Thanks for hanging in there. If you've been following this long. And see you on the next one. We're gonna get some color on this. See you, citizens!